mean, it is what it is. It's not what it's not. That's just how life goes. And there's a lot of things that will go your way. There's a lot of things that won't go your way. But it all comes down to you. It all comes down to your own life. Because life is very personal. Life on its own is very personal. It's individualistic. It is not a crowd. It is not the first person you call in the morning. It is not the last person you speak to at night. Life on its own is very personal. It comes down to you, and that's that. That's on that. Period. Ja. Hi guys, it's your girls Yanda Kumalo, aka Black Rose SA, coming at you again with another video. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome home, baby, sweetie, sweetheart, love, darling. Welcome home. This is your place to be. Yeah. And okay, so a few weeks ago, I had done a poll or a questionnaire or whatever you call it on Instagram. But I posted the same question on my WhatsApp statuses again, just asking what people want to see on my channel, what people want me to talk about, what they want me to try, and all of that. And I got so many responses. So shout out to everyone who responded. I will be working through literally every single response. I did get a shout out for a lot of collaborations that people are asking for. It's coming. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do one of the questions or the topics that I did get not so long ago. And I think I'm doing this one because it really intrigued me, because this question actually challenged me first before I was able to come and give you guys this video. And the question for this topic was, what is life? So I wasn't necessarily too sure what this person wanted me to look at exactly. Remo, shout out to you. I wasn't too sure what he wanted me to look at or break into necessarily. So I asked, in what realm do you want me to look at it from? And he just explained that, you know what I mean, what do you define as a life well lived? Oh, and if you see me looking down, I do have my phone with me, just so I can keep track of everything that I wanted to say in this video. And yeah, so what is life? For me, life it's very personal. It's very individualistic. It is not something that has to do with other people. As much as we all live within one world, life is very different to everyone. But I think it all comes down to what you make it. So life is genuinely what you make it. Life is what you want it to be. Life is what you want it to become, what it's been, what it will be. Yeah, it all comes down to you as an individual, you as a person. And no one can determine that for anyone. But genuinely, I would say life is what you make it. And what I would define as a life well lived, I do know that this is when everyone would say, no, I need to have my dream car, I need to have my dream house, I need to have, all the materialistic things. And granted, that is something to consider within a life well lived. But that is not the most important thing. I think a life well lived is pure happiness, pure love, pure self-awareness. It has to do with a lot of things really, but it comes down, a life well lived comes down to balanced emotions, comes down to a happy soul, comes down to a really well balanced spirit. And I always repeat this. I always say to myself, the universe will always listen to a stubborn heart. So it comes down to knowing who you are within yourself, knowing what you're going for, knowing what your goals are. And for me, a life well lived is having everything that you've ever wanted or wanted to work on, achieving each and every single thing on that little list that you have of goals, on that little list that you have of dreams, of wishes. I mean, you see it right there. There's so many things on that vision board, but a life well lived for me is being able to complete all those things, being able to get to a place where I can say, without looking at my finances, without looking at the people around me, but I can be joyous and so in love, intensely in love with myself. That is a life well lived for me. And so shoot me a comment down below and tell me what a life well lived is for you. Tell me how you feel life is, what you feel life is, rather. And yeah, let's communicate, connect with me everywhere, and shoot me a DM, shoot me a text, and tell me what life is to you and what a life well lived is to you. And I thought in this video, because someone else did ask for life tips, and disclaimer, I am not a professional yet. I am not a life coach, none of that. And these tips are strictly things that I came up with. These tips are strictly things that I feel like are just the basics, things everyone needs to get through. So with the things that I'm about to list now, or the tips and tricks I'm about to list now, they're not necessarily looking at the materialistic side of things. They are very rooted and emotional and within, yeah, they're very internal. They're not external. I'll probably do a video on that. If you want that video, shoot me a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and we'll get the ball rolling. So the topic for these questions specifically is, how does one life? How does one life? So the tips and tricks to lifing. Yes, I'm creating my own words. It's okay. It's me. I mean, how does one life? I'd say the first thing and the most important thing, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. Growing up, that is one thing that we confuse. We confuse getting to know ourselves and who family and friends portray us to be. Those are two different things. You need to know yourself not according to what is reflected back to you, but what you see in the mirror. And that's the important thing. That's how you know that you shouldn't confuse the two. That comes in a later stage when you need to reflect on whether the person that you are is who you actually planned to be, who you actually desired to be. So that's number one. That's the most important thing. Get to know yourself. Know yourself in and out. Be very self-aware. And that is a process. That's not just something where you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I know myself. I know each and everything about me. You'll always learn something new. You learn something new every day. And it happens sometimes that you learn something new every day about yourself. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to learn something new about yourself every day. No, that's not a must. But get to know yourself so intensely that knowing yourself scares you. Knowing yourself freaks you out. That's how much you know yourself. Yeah, and that's number one. On period. Fine, number two is be rooted in something. So here, if you haven't seen my video on spirituality versus religion, have a look at that. Because when I say be rooted in something, for me, that would be my spirituality. That would be God. And that would be you finding me praying, finding me praising, finding me worshiping, finding me affirming always. And that's where I'm rooted. And why I'm saying be rooted in something is because what tends to happen is that when you're not sure where you're going and you tend to sway and blow with the wind, that is fine if you're still getting to know yourself. But if you claim to know yourself, but you're still swaying with the wind and you're not rooted in one specific thing or one specific being or one specific ideology, then you do not really know yourself, and that could lead to a lot of different things. That could lead to a lot of different mishaps because you're not rooted in something, you're not strong in something. That, you know what, when the world kicks me down, or when someone disappoints me, when someone hurts me, there's somewhere I can run to, there's someone I can go to, there's someone I can refer to, you know. And that for me is God. That'll always be God, because I know that when I'm down and out, as much as there'll always be those people or that person that I talk to, the first person that I'll always talk to or always run back to is God. And yeah, so if you haven't seen that video, have a look at that and you'll understand where I'm coming from exactly. All right, so number 2 was be rooted in something. Okay, then number 3, set morals and values according to what you believe in. This literally goes hand in hand with number 2. Setting goals and figuring out your morals according to what you believe is very important, because what happens is when you grow up, the people around you tend to set those values and morals for you according to how they've lived life. And that's where we get it wrong. You need to set your beliefs and your values and your morals according to you. Not according to someone else, not according to this is how I grew up, but according to this is what I believe. That is very important. Do not lose yourself in someone else's identity. Find yourself, whether it's family, whether it's friends. Do not lose yourself in saying, yes, but it's how I grew up. Find yourself within yourself. Get to know yourself. So that's number 3. Set morals and values according to what you believe in. All right, so number 4, try to laugh more times than you cry. I am putting this in this how to life tips and tricks, 10 tips and tricks, because as much as it sounds really cliche, it sounds really corny, but we do not laugh enough. We do not laugh enough. There is so much going on. Like right now, you know, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on within ourselves. There's so much going on in our households. It's a difficult time. It is a very difficult time. But find something that will get you laughing. You know, find someone that will get you smiling. Find something that will bring some joy, even in the darkest clouds. Something that will bring that ray of sunlight, even though it's a cloudy day. And personally for me, that is my friends. That is my family. As much as the same people can hurt me, as much as the same people can disappoint me or do something that I don't necessarily align with, those people are still the people that get me laughing. Those are still the people that get me smiling to an extent that I don't even understand what I'm laughing at. Get those type of people. Get those type of people. So I think within this point, I'd also say, find people who gel with your soul. Do not find people that, it's always said, find someone you're compatible with. Sometimes finding someone you're compatible with, you don't necessarily align with each other, as compatible as you may be. So I'd say the world always repeats, find something or do something that sets your soul on fire. Find people that set your soul on fire. Find people that align with your soul, that set your soul on fire, and keep those people. All right, so that was number 4. Try to laugh more times than you cry. Okay, number 5, watch your tongue. This is very important. I will repeat this a million times. Watch your tongue. The power of the tongue. James 3. The power of the tongue. The tongue is a very powerful thing. As much as you can bring joy and light into your life, you can bring darkness and sadness into your life with what you say. Watch what you say. Sometimes you get that tongue slip of a tongue. Sure, but you need to be so aware that when that happens, you pick up on that when it happens. Not having someone else say your tongue slipped. Always watch your tongue. Speak light, speak love into your life. Always. Always. Good days, bad days. Speak light, speak love. Love and light. Love and light all the time. Period. Alright. So that was number 5. Watch your tongue. Number 6. When you choose to love, love wholeheartedly. Here, I would say, do not get into something and be at a place where you need to give all of yourself into something. You need to love whatever you're doing or whoever you're with or whoever's around you. Don't do it half and half. If you choose, I hope you hear that part. If you choose, it's a choice. If you choose to love wholeheartedly. Never be at a stage where you love half and half. It will not work out, because what you give out is what you get back. Be very careful of that. All right. And number 7, I think, take risks. Make mistakes. Figure it out. This is one thing I know as a black girl growing up. The one thing that is always repeated is that you need to do better than those before you. You need to do better than any role model that you see or that you have. And that is very important. As much as it is important to know that. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to figure it out. Don't just think that you're going to get there or you're going to be in that position. You're going to be like, I figured it out. I got this. I got this. It's not always going to be like that. You're not always going to get things. You're not always going to secure the bag. You're not always going to secure that job position. You're not always going to secure all these other things. But make sure you secure yourself enough to say, it's okay. Everything else might not be secured, but I am. So figure it out. Work through it. Push through it. And this aligns with point 8 and 9. Point 8 is refresh, rest, then restart. Always give your time to freshen up. Always give yourself that time. Freshen up, start again, rest in between, and let's do it again. Look, you failed. Look, you fell, but we pakam. We lift ourselves up, we dust ourselves off, and we keep it moving. We move. That's on period. So that's one thing that you always need to remember. Rest, refresh, restart. Alright, on point 9, I did a video on this as well. Never give in and never give up. The world will shoot you down so many times you will lose count, but do not give in and do not give up. I just said it, we pagam, we dust ourselves off, and you need to be in the habit of doing that each and every time. You, not wait for people to get you up. You need to be in the habit of getting yourself up, dusting yourself off. Lift your chin. Come on now, straighten it out and keep it moving. Keep on keeping on. Right. So number 10, lastly, is above all, live life as if it was your last day. And this pandemic will prove point 10. Now that this pandemic hit, there's so many things we're saying we wanted to do. There's so many places we're saying we wanted to go. There's so many dishes we wanted to try. There's so many friends we wanted to make. There's so many things we wanted to say, but we didn't do it. And now lockdown is giving us time to be like, I should have done it. I should have got up. I should have tried that recipe. I should have went to this place without excuses. So that is my last and final tip. Live life as if it was your last day. Waking up the next day, it's not promised. It's not promised. It's not written anywhere. It is not a contract with anyone. If God gives you another day, bless God with a day well spent. Remember that. If God gives you another day, bless God with a day well spent. Alright. So yeah, those are my tips and tricks, my 10 tips and tricks to lifing, So how does one life? You heard it here first. And yeah, that's today. That's today's content. That's today's quality. Oh my word, I'm in such a good mood because I'm making this video for you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me. Don't think I'm closing up the video. I will never give a video without a little poetry. So it's that time again. And today's topic is, what does happily ever after look like? Happily ever after. It looks like an album of smiles, a jar of laughter, a box of love, and a room of memories. It looks like a sunrise on the tip of my toes or a sunset on the crown of my head. It looks like fingers woven together, sandy scales between my toes, salt water felt on the knees, while the sun and my smile share a passionate kiss. It looks like love, overflowing love, that is. Early morning conversations, love. Late night cuddles, love. Midday check-ins, love. It looks like happiness. Smile at absolutely nothing, happiness. Laugh at absolutely anything, happiness. Bring joy to everything, happiness. It looks like rich nights or broke days. Luxury car cruises or bicycle rides. Private jets or paper planes. With all the money in the world or none at all. What does happily ever after actually look like? Maybe it just looks like finding yourself. Happily ever after. And that is it from me, your girl, Z. Oh wait, that rhymed. Anyways, love you guys so much. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And before I head out, like, just a disclaimer, this is my right hand, just in case it looks opposite on the camera. This is my right hand. And yeah, anyways guys, I hope you're all good. I hope you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. I hope your spirit is well. I hope all is well with you. I leave you with love and light. I leave you with peace. I leave you with joy. And I leave you with so much love. Love you guys so much. See you. Love you.